We have come together this afternoon. We have had a chance to look at the media and the press releases that's going forward about a move we feel is an attempt to close Elizabeth City State University down. People saying different things, and we're trying to get some understanding. But we come together this afternoon to say that we are definitely in opposition to that, and we have some members who will speak to show our displeasure, number one. And we've heard about it from last session, and now we see that something's afoot to really make that come to be a reality, to close one of our HBCUs down, and we just think it's an attack, and we want to make sure that our voices are heard this afternoon as we make our state this afternoon. We're going to ask Senior Member Mickey Bashar to come and share just a few words with us on this issue, and then we have others who will speak. We want to start with Mickey, who has great experience as
what the Senate has passed in terms of the budget. It's evident that there are going to be many heads shaking. One particular portion of that caught, I think, everybody's attention was on what was written on page 65 of the budget, which indicated that any institution in the UNC system that had a diminution of 20%. Checking the records, we only know of one institution that fits that bill, and that's Elizabeth City State University. We would hope that since the bill is now coming to the House, that we may have a few more deliberations. We were assured today by the Speaker that we would not rush that bill. We are going to have committee meetings on the bill that came over from the Senate. You notice the Senate did not do any committee meetings at all. All they did was rush the bills to the full appropriations committee, send it out, ignoring most of the amendments, and send it on over. Hopefully we will have deliberations over again, and we will be able to make correction, particularly on that passage of the bill and on several other passages that affect not only our university system, but the quality of life in our state.
Thank you. I think they were in some still discussion, and we don't know all the full details. Many of them, I think they were trying to do something, but we're not quite sure what that could be at this time. We have Representative Annie Margaret, who's a graduate of Elizabeth City State University, with make comments at this time. Representative.
Chair, yes, I am a graduate of Elizabeth City dating back to 1963. Back in that time, as is now, Elizabeth City is one of the only receiving students in that part of the state who are, in a number of instances, underprivileged. I don't know what would happen if it comes in that community, but there are numerous adults who are driving from their place of sleeping to Elizabeth City to take part in the higher education that is offered there. I know what I endured, having been a sharecropper's daughter and afforded the opportunity to go there. Had I not been able to go to Elizabeth City, I'm not sure what not only would have happened to me, but a number of others in our community. There has been talk about shutting this institution for years, and it looks like it's about to come to fruition. I urge you, if you have any influence over those persons who are leading this legislature at this time, we need to campaign with that's going to not afford a higher education for underprivileged students. And I'm not just talking about black students. I'm talking about white students, Hispanic, the whole cross-section of this universe of students who go there. They are, at this time, in such a disarray that and we try our best to keep them encouraged to know that this too shall pass. And hopefully when it does pass, it's not going to be for the closing of our university. Thank you.
On Friday of June the 6th, we will be the Legislative Black-Caucus Foundation will be celebrating, and one of the issues on the table is the survival of our HBCUs. Representative Adam, who leads the foundation, better give some comments on that, because next Friday will be an issue that we will be talking about, and it's amazing. Here we are today having to have a conversation in advance of that meeting. Representative Adams, you would comment.
I am happy to be here to support all of our historically black colleges and universities in North Carolina, and more specifically as the issue has surfaced around Elizabeth City State. As has just been said, this issue has been on the table for a while in a different kind of configuration, but you know, in this place sometimes you just find a way to change the language to do the things that you want to do, regardless of how reckless they are. And I think that is that we need to be very concerned about our schools as we are. The Legislative Black-Caucus Foundation has been working for a number of years. It was started by the Legislative Black-Caucus. We are a separate foundation, a 501c3. And our issue continues to be making sure that college is affordable and accessible to young students who attend our HBCUs in North Carolina. This is one of the topics of discussion, the survival of HBCUs, that we will be talking about on the 6th of June, which is a week from tomorrow, at the Sheraton Imperial Hotel, Research Triangle Park. We have a number of scholars, a number of individuals from our universities, a number of members of the Legislative Black-Caucus, and even students who will be joining and participating with us. So we would invite the public to come. This is a very, very critical issue. This is a crucial time, and we need to make sure that not only do our schools survive, but that they thrive. Thank you.
This time we have Dr. Paul Norman, trustee, Elizabeth City State University. Dr. Paul Norman, trustee from Elizabeth City State University.
With Paul Norman, Vice Chair of the Board, trustee at Elizabeth City State University. We are very, very concerned. The university right now is on a path of recovering from our recent decline. We have a plan in action. We have sort of right-siding the ship. And with this type of news, it's not good. But I can tell you, Elizabeth City State University is good for North Carolina, and most especially for northeastern North Carolina. The economic impact that we have on that region is tremendous. I will hope that we will continue to support Elizabeth City State University. Elizabeth City State University has a proud graduate, including myself and others, but we want to do what's right for northeastern North Carolina. ECSU needs to stand.
I mention that simply because ECSU is going to be making an announcement, if they haven't already done so, of a major gift that was just given to the university. There was a donation of $500,000, which when gone through the system amounts to about $1 million to the university for an endowed professorship at the school. The School of Aviation Science is where that is going. And so there are some people out there that have faith in the university and know that it's going to keep on moving. I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Thank you. Preparing to graduate, I think, this year. You come and give some remarks. You're a student. You've been a great champion for that university. Love that, okay.
Thank you, Representative Gall and Pierce. It saddens me that I have to come to Raleigh for something as this. When I found out about this recent provision early this morning, half of me was sad and half of me was outraged. I even shed a tear. I am a May 10th graduate of Elizabeth City State University, and at the age of 23, I'm the youngest elected official in the state of North Carolina, and I proudly represent Ward 4, which encompasses the university. I concur with our Vice Chair, Dr. Norman, that ECSU must stand. It must stand. We are an economic powerhouse to not only Elizabeth City, but the entire northeastern North Carolina region. And it is sad that legislators would even consider anything like this. It shouldn't be, and we will not go down without a fight. ECSU will stand.
Vikings. I know you know. I'm just amazed at the conversations out there. Fayetteville State, UNCP, so we better be very careful how we work at this, because eventually that's the language what I'm hearing a lot of people merging these campuses. So we need to keep our eyes on that, because Elizabeth City today, we don't know who's next, so we need to just stay abreast of what's going on. Yes, I'm sorry, yes.
Thank you so much. I simply want to say that historically black colleges and universities are a part of the university system. I think we have missed that point. And to think that if we're going to try and balance a budget within this system on the back of the historically black college and university, beginning with one that has been struggling, is beyond the pale. I cannot determine how to explain that that this is happening. And as has been mentioned, so goes the rest of those that are labeled HBCUs if this type of action is allowed. So I am proud to be a member of this caucus that will fight to do whatever is necessary to keep this university, as well as our others, well and all, as Representative Adams has said, not only to survive, but to thrive. We have the capacity to do so, and we will.
And when you say it's a possibility, students who are preparing now to get ready for college will say, well, I'm not, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, here's what you're going to do. Students who wanted to go to Elizabeth City now would say, well, I'm not quite sure of the future of Elizabeth City. I'm going to go somewhere else. And that just helps get that enrollment down.
Well, that's a very significant point, because 2014, and here you got this news out here, and that's really going to drive enrollment down and really force the board of governors to take a look in terms of doing that. It's just not fair, any way you look at it.
Any other colleagues, you're more than welcome to share any comments. Just no other questions. Anybody? Thank you, Press, for coming in for short notice.